Hey guys, this is Chris from Record Talk with another episode of I Buy Old Records. Yes, me. And so this is going to be LP's edition. It's mostly going to be classic rock stuff I picked up in a variety of venues online and in person. There's no finds in this particular video if that's what you're looking for. And so this is a lot of this stuff. This is probably 3 months worth of stuff from various venues. And I'll tell you that you should either watch the entire video, but if you can't bear to watch an entire video of mine, skip to the end because at the end I will have a very special message just for record collectors. All right, so let's get into some stuff I got from the record crate. So this is Neil Young in Crazy Horse. Everybody knows this is Nowhere. So this was the first album with Crazy Horse. I think it was released in 69 or 70. You can look it up on the internet, I'm sure, if you care. So it's got a lot of classic songs. If you have a Neil Young decade comp, you would know a lot of them. Cinnamon Girl, Down by the River, Cowgirl in the Sand. And so, adding to my Neil Young collection, I'm nowhere near a complete Neil Young collection. Probably never will be, and I don't even think that's really a goal of mine. Also adding to my Jimi Hendrix collection, so this is Cry of Love. And so on Reprise Records, Gatefold, and again, this was a posthumous release, of course. I think was released in 71, so that would have been about a year or so after he passed away. And so, some good Jimi Hendrix. Next, this will be a little bit on the cheese side. So we've got Earl Klugh and Bob James. Look, they're pocket aces, two of a kind. So if you want some smooth jazz, this is pretty smooth, a little bit smoother than I usually like my jazz. And then I guess the side guys are the pocket kings. I guess this would be Harvey Mason on drums and Gary King on bass. Yes, they're labeled with kings. And then Bob and Earl are labeled with aces. And so this is from, I believe, about 1982. Going back to some stuff that's a little bit cooler, we got some Velvet Underground, White Light, White Heat. This would have been great for Ron Haggerty's Black and White thread. But either I didn't think to use it or I didn't have it yet. I don't remember for sure. But I'm showing it today. And then another one from Adam is Queen, Sheer Heart Attack. So this was, I believe, their third studio album. So it's got Killer Queen. This was just after Queen 2. I think it was just before Night at the Opera. So it's after March of the Black Queen, but before Bohemian Rhapsody. And then something I've been doing the last couple of months is instead of doing the Amazon Record of the Month Club, where basically you pay like $25 a month and Amazon sends you some big famous classic rock album from the 70s, I figured I would just do it going to my local independent store called Terrapin Station. So here's some stuff I've gotten from the last few months from them along this theme. So this is Led Zeppelin IV. I basically threw in the towel that I would ever find a decent copy of this used for a decent price, because when you find it cheap, it's in horrible shape, and when you find it in good shape, it's really expensive. So I just went with the modern reissue, and it's fine for my purposes. Sort of similar reasoning. This is the Ramones debut, the 180 gram Rhino vinyl reissue from 2016. And I did see these guys play on their final tour, so I have that. And then the most recent one that I got from my local record store, this was probably just last week. I went in, so this is Miles Davis Live Evil, the record store day version of it. I noticed they had a lot of record store day leftovers. A lot of the stuff apparently actually came in late, wasn't actually there on record store day. I don't remember if this one was there on record store day or not, but I went ahead and got it. And I actually do remember the parents did have this album when I was a little kid, because I do remember that album cover. So, and I bought a couple albums from a guy on the Hoffman forum. So I now own a Motorhead album, Ace of Spades. This is actually a German Benelux area pressing on the bronze label. Kind of a thin, flimsy jacket, special price. And so I'll be honest, this is probably all of the Motorhead I'm ever going to buy. But having one Motorhead album seemed appropriate. And then a group that I've, of course, had on CD, which is big of me. So this is the Target version that the guy on the Hoffman forums had. Nirvana Unplugged in New York. This is the purple vinyl edition. And basically, I'm figuring there's really 4 Nirvana albums that I think are important to have. So the 3 studio releases, Bleach, Nevermind, In Utero, and then Unplugged in New York. I don't think it's necessary to have anything above and beyond that. I now have 3 of the 4 on vinyl. In Utero is now the only one of those 4 that I don't have on vinyl. Then I did buy a couple of records from an unnamed major corporation, not Amazon, not Walmart. First one is a mistake that I made. I had the olds, and so this is something that if you are basically, well, I'll show it to you. It's Prince Purple Rain, except it's a picture disc. I'm not a picture disc collector. I guess I wasn't paying enough attention when I ordered this online, and so I got the picture disc. I mean, I could return it, but in a sense, it was my fault, because, I mean, they did send me what I ordered, and I'm figuring that if there's somebody out there that would like to trade or would like some VCLT, you really would love to have prints on a picture disc, let me know. We could work something out. So I'll just make my mistake work out for one of you. Then the other one, so Game Theory is a band I've never had on vinyl. So they're kind of a quirky power pop band from probably the mid 80s was probably their big time period. Of course, unfortunately, the leader of the band, Scott Miller, died several years ago. They did reissue some of their material. You can see this is on a pretty cool green translucent vinyl. This is the Big Shot Chronicles from 1986. The other one of their records that I would like to get is called Lolita, which I believe was the one that came right after this. So I think that came out in 87 or 88. And plus, I like the one of my favorite forms of mathematics, subdisciplines, is game theory, as the name of the band. And then the final thing I'm going to show, so this is my message to all of you record collectors. If you hung in for over 9 minutes or you skipped ahead,